YouTube.com/Tim Westwood TV. Yo, it's Tim Westwood TV, Vic Mensa. Good to see you, family. Been a long time, man.
Well, pleasure to see you, God, buddy.
Yeah, man. Last time was wireless.
I know that was a minute ago.
For real, man. And it was when those things are happening. How have you survived COVID with the lack of festivals? Because festivals is definitely some, in your bloodline, man, in your blood, man.
Yeah, I love festivals, man. But as with anything, it's just been a process of acceptance and shifting into accepting the situation and finding the ways to make the best of it. So it's like, for me, this experience has given me a chance to recalibrate and to sit down and just focus on my pen, like just me in the lab writing rhymes like I'm 16 again,
Oh, for real? So, how many songs have you made then, like lyrically, man, lyrics wise?
The folder on the computer, man, is definitely hundreds of songs on the computer, but I'm always
done hundreds of songs.
I'm always recording, man. There's an artist who is one of my favorites, Damian Albarn. And, he would talk about making a Gorillaz album and be like, man, I make 50 songs to put out 10. You know what I'm saying? So I'm the type, I just like to record new things every day. Most of it will never see the light of day.
And with those songs, do you, are they just like the lyrics written down, or do you put them to music?
A lot of recordings, a lot of verses, really. Mainly just verses on different beats. And then I've been writing on paper again. Like I don't write on paper typically, and I haven't for some years. But this last year I started just writing on paper again, just to try and change the process up a little bit. So there's 100 things in a folder on a computer, but then there's 5 notebooks laying around with all different rhymes,
Oh, for real? And what was writing it down on paper like? Is a different experience?
It's different because when I'm writing in my head, I'm not, I have to keep thinking the same lyrics so that I don't forget, the first 16 bars. If I'm writing 32 bars, then I keep reciting the first 16 as I'm writing from 16 to 32 so I don't forget it. But when I'm writing it down on paper, I don't have to think about what I did 5 minutes ago, because now I'm working on something else and I can just look back.
Yeah, that would free up your mind more than, if you're writing it down, it would free up your mind from having to recite and remember, you know what I mean?
It's just different muscles, you know what I mean? Like, it's definitely just a different muscle.
Wow. And did you manage to find inspiration during this lockdown?
I did. I mean, the inspiration is everywhere. And I've been back in Chicago. I've been home. Chicago is a polarizing place. Chicago is alive in so many ways. And so there's so much inspiration there. Even the insanity of the last year that we all had, so many things were brought to the light. And, I consider myself to be a truth teller. I see my purpose as to bring truth to the people. So there's much opportunity for truth, because we live in a world of so much misinformation and confusion and chaos, So I try to come through and give you the real in the midst of that.
Yeah, cut through, family. And was your lockdown where you confined to the house?
For a little while, I was stuck in the house. I didn't leave. And then I decided, man, I'm about to go to the studio again. So then I was basically confined to the studio.
Oh, for real? And is that studio where's the studio set up? Like, where were you recording then?
Yeah, my lab is in Chicago, and it's just me. I engineer myself and kind of do everything, myself these days. So most of the times it's just, me in the studio from dawn till dusk.
Wow. It sounds like you drew some real positive things. What were the lows for you? Like the lack of shows, the concerts?
Yeah. I would say the lows for me was just moments when I allowed myself to become consumed by my stagnance, by my stuckness, you know, and when I was just watching episode after episode, and you know what I mean, like on the couch.
Did you get caught up with that then, like some Netflix and
stuff? They got me a couple times. Ozark's on Netflix.
For real, I got caught. Do you know what happened? I was just watching an episode, and it was like, why am I watching this? Yeah,
Ozark's got me. I'm watching episode after episode, you know. And I'm like, oh, I gotta break up out of this, you know. And so when I started really locking into the studio again, and that helped.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely had highs and lows. Definitely. I mean, you're still in the midst of it over there, but we seem to be coming out of it. But what it feels like, our journey is like, you feel like, you know, you're loving it, living your best life, and then you're living your worst. It seems to alternate like that, man. It's an extreme time, man.
It's crazy where we live in, man. But, you know, that's why we do what we do. You know what I'm saying? Because music, art, it brings us all together. You know what I'm saying? I know that through the pandemic and all of this madness, music has been one of the life forces that kept me pushing. And as I was writing the music that I've been releasing, I've been thinking of that. That's been in the back of my mind, that, you know, people are at their crib right now. People are struggling with their health, with their family, financially. You know, give them something that they could really feed on, something that could bring them some power and some strength.
Yeah, because I mean, obviously you released the V tape in August, but it seemed to me like a lot of artists seem to be holding back, don't you feel? I think artists would have released more. I think artists are holding back a bit, just maybe because they haven't got, you know, the tour to follow the music release, you know?
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm gonna tell the truth though, man. I mainly listen to like soul music and from the 60s and 70s, and I try not to pay too much attention to what's going on every Friday. You know what I mean?
No, it's easy to get caught in somebody else's name.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like I try to just stay in my own space. It's like the things I'm inspired by. I try to be particular about my diet, what I consume, what I allow myself to be influenced and inspired by.
Yeah. So what soul artists do you like? What do you normally have on your playlist?
Man, you know, I listen to a lot of Eddie Kendricks.
Eddie Kendricks is an incredible artist, man. Incredible artist.
Eddie Kendricks is one of the coldest. Nancy Wilson is one of my favorites.
That's classic.
Marvin Gaye, you know.
Yeah. I mean, Marvin was different, man. Marvin was a different type of person, man. Like,
and Enigma, like, but I feel like that music of that time, you know, they were tapped into a frequency that I can't say music has ever surpassed that level, you know, of these guys in the 60s and 70s, like the Gap Band, you know.
Okay. Gap Band was crazy. I mean, if you want funk, Gap Band was crazy.
And even the ballads, you know, I'm really a ballad guy. So it's like, I really gravitate to the ballad records. And, you know, those Gap Band ballads, man, they just be transcendent. Like, it's like
that's true, because often when you think of Gap Band, you think of like outstanding, and you think about music in the clubs. But I would have just thought like that music in the clubs for people getting down to, like that sort of James Brown onwards era. That was a different type of excitement, I feel. Yeah,
because it was like, because the music was both it was both groove, but it was also literally soulful. So it's like at the same, it's like, it makes me think sometimes that the mentality of people must have been different, because the music even that they were partying to was like, you know, outstanding and I'm in love with you, you know, as compared to like, oh baby, you know what I mean? It's like, different times.
But let me not front. When I first started DJing, Outstanding was a big club record. It was like I was DJing, playing records like that in those early days, fam. You know what I mean? I've been around for a minute. You know what I mean? But I think Marvin Gaye, he was like, He was so uplifting as well as like making love songs. He was like so politically conscious as well, man. People don't appreciate that.
I keep What's Going On rotation, man. That record meant a lot to me in the past year, you know, because I listened to that music and just think about how everything he was saying then, it applies directly to what's going on right now.
100.
And that's the power of good music. It's like a good song has no expiration date. I mean, it can make you feel something, whether or not you have been there to witness. You know, it can give you a window into a world.
Yeah, powerful stuff, man. And congratulations on the V tape. That was crazy. Obviously, looking forward to the I and the C to come. Do you know what I mean? So the I tape, 26th of March. Exciting times. How many tracks?
So it's 7 tracks, a couple interludes. You know what I'm saying? Like the intro record, I definitely want you to hear that. The first song is called Victory. And that's produced by one of the Chicago legends, SC, and the brother John Blaze. And you know, the music is foul, some of my hardest verses. And you know, I'm excited for you to hear that.
Oh yeah, looking forward to it, man. We always excited when you drop, man. You know what I'm saying? And then like the C tape, the last of the series, like is that already recorded?
I'm working on that right now, so I'm locked in. I'm in the lab putting that together.
Yeah, I mean, I think when you're so prolific with recording, it can get confusing what to release, man. I've seen that with so many artists. They've like non-stop recording too many songs, and it can make you kind of like freeze a bit. Not like there's just too many songs, man, and you get precious as well, man.
You know, it can get confusing when you got so many records. You start to forget about things or think that something is old because
but nobody's heard it.
Nobody ever heard it.
You know, that's old, and I'm done with that. And you haven't released it. You don't know it. You know what I mean? And yeah, you can move faster than your audience as well, man.
Yeah, man. You know, I be having to remind myself. You know, one of the records on the I tape, it's called Shelter with Wyclef Chance.
Yeah, the video is great, man. The video is great, man. Video is amazing. Man. And it's great to see Clef, man. That's Clef's lane. That's when Clef's at his best, I feel. Yeah.
Oh, that's space right there. That's
Clef and the guitar, man, is just like the essence, man. Yeah.
You know,
and a great artist. A great artist. People sleep on what a great artist. Like how revolutionary the Fugees were. Yeah. Absolutely.
One of the best of all time. And you know, that's what I'm saying. It's like a good song doesn't have an expiration date because I actually made the song 4 years ago.
Wow.
Now the verses are new, but I was in the studio with Clef. You know, we wrote the song, and that was 4 years ago. And then, you know, just last year, I dug it back up, and I was like, man, this one got to come out. You know, so I did new verses, and that's how we got to where we were.
Yeah, but that's something you can do. You can top up verses if you got the song. It's quite easy to top up verses. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh, congratulations on all of that, man. Really respect, you know, your activism, especially in this time, man. Obviously, the Save Money Foundation, talking about fundraising there, but also, you know, standing up for a victim on death row and so forth, man. I mean, really respect what you're doing out there.
Thank you, man. You know, the work I've been doing with incarcerated brothers has been a big influence on the iTape as well. You know what I mean? So it's like I'm telling a lot of those stories in there. You know, one of the stories inspired the song Shelter, and that's a brother named Julius Jones who was wrongfully convicted and he's on death row. And so right now, you know, I've been working closely with him and, you know, look to see him come home soon, man. And I just learned from these brothers, you know what I mean? Like, and the strength that they have under these soul crushing circumstances, it gives me strength. You know, when I get that phone call, I always try to pick up because, you know, those are some of the most inspiring conversations I have are with people behind bars, because it just so happens, you know, that, you know, they're forced to learn how to see hope. And in this last year, those relationships been super pivotal for me and just influential because as we were all feeling confined and stuck, you know, and oftentimes losing hope and, you know, perspective and faith. I'm talking to these guys that really are confined and actually stuck. And when they're able to see a light, then, oh, I got to get up off the couch, you know, because I ain't got no business feeling, you know, frustrated with my, you know what I mean?
Their reality is definitely realer than ours. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Yeah.
And sometimes you just need perspective. You know what I mean? It's like I recently came from Ghana. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. My father is from Ghana, and I spent some time out there at the top of the year. That's just perspective. Stepping outside of America for a second helped me to get a little bit of a different perspective. You know, same way talking to these brothers in that jam gives me perspective on my own scenarios. Like, oh man. You know, be grateful, have gratitude.
Yeah. And what a cool place Ghana is, man. What a cool place.
Oh, man, Ghana's the truth, man. It's just
really
peaceful, man. So much dope music, too.
Yeah. Oh, no, tremendous talent there. And it's such an, it's an amazing place. It's like without all the, you know, it's just calm, man. It's just really calm and beautiful place, man. Yeah.
So I'm coming from Chicago, so, you know, I'm like, we over here tense, you know.
Exactly.
There you go. I spent some time over there. I'm like, oh, wow, you know, I could breathe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they're actively encouraging people from America to come home to Ghana as well, man. Would you take it? Yeah. Would you be thinking of something like that? At least get a house there.
Of course, man. You know, something that I've been thinking about a lot is a program bringing kids from here to Ghana. You know what I'm saying? Like kids around the age of 14, 15, you know, where you at that critical junction, you can either drop out of school and play the block, or you can look for something bigger. And so I'm working on a program to bring some of the shorties out there just to show them something, you know, because in America, Black people have been robbed of all sense of ancestry and history.
Yes.
So, you know, that they don't know where they come from. And it's like, if you don't know where you came from, how can, you know, you really expect to go as far as you potentially could? And so I admire that too about, you know, being in the UK. It's different. There's so many Ghanaians, so many Nigerian people.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? People have connection to their roots.
And they know their roots and they know their descent. You know what I mean? And often they have family there, extended family there.
Exactly.
Like with a lot of people in America, man, like everything was just cut off for them, man. They're all they can relate to is being Afro-American, as opposed to, you know, I'm British, but, you know, my ancestry is from Ghana, man. Yeah.
Exactly. So, you know, it's important to me to build that link, you know, in every way, to build that link between, you know, America and Black Americans and Africa and the continent. So that's one of my main focuses right now. I just actually did a TED talk for TEDx Accra on the subject.
Oh, really? Oh, for real? That's very cool.
Diaspora, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, congratulations, man. Excellent.
Thank you.
What was your take on the Grammys?
I really like Doja Cat's performance, man. I didn't see the whole thing, but I thought Doja Cat's performance was amazing, though, yo. Like, I was like, I didn't know she was crucial like that. Like, really bugged up, like some whole Blade Runner, you know.
Yes.
That was
a good show. They make a good show.
Yeah, it was fresh. You know what I mean? I didn't see the whole thing. My parents were watching it. I tend to be in my own world, but but you know, shout out to my boy K-Tronada. You know, shout out to my boy Thundercat. You know what I mean? I love to see the homies, like, you know, prospering. And that was dope to see them two walk away with awards, because they both been so dope for so long. And you know, just big love to everybody that, you know, that made it happen.
Yeah, bro. Well, really great to see you, Vic. And, you know, when we had this, you know what I mean? Looking forward to seeing you in the UK, man, back on those festivals.
Okay. You know, you said y'all opening up, so I might have to get up out of here and come with y'all.
Might as well, man. Like I remember, man, you set London alight, man. I remember you screaming out of a truck one day of me. You were just having fun, man. You were just getting turned, man. Yeah, no, you were having fun, man.
I'm ready to get back, yo. Word.
Yeah. Well, we're all back at the end of June, man. That's the plan. That's the roadmap. So,
That's good, man. I'll be there before the end of the year, and I'll catch you on that side.
Yeah, man. Look forward to it, brother. Really good to speak to your family, man.
Yeah,
looking forward to the eye, man, and looking forward to the sea as well, man.
Man, thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak my mind. You know what I mean, and you're a legend, man. I just want to give that big peace and blessings. Thank you, man.
Oh, nothing but love, man. And when we catch up, maybe we should hit me up with a 60s soul playlist, man. I'm gonna hook you up with my sort of guilty pleasures, man.
Oh, I got you. Man,
appreciate that, man. All right, take care, my brother.
Yes, sir.